Flagg, who I like, but I feel like he's been kind of uninteresting this year. The Dallas Mavericks aren't that good, and it's hard to get any momentum or hype around Cooper Flagg. And I think that's going to open the door for his Duke teammate, Knueppel, to make a legitimate run at the Rookie of the Year in the NBA this year. Let's put up their stats.
What if the loudest hype in this rookie class is actually pointing at the wrong guy? Not because Cooper Flagg isn't special. He is, we all see it, but because the way this race is being framed might be hiding what's really happening. 2 Duke teammates, 1 season, 1 award, and somehow the story already feels decided. That should make you nervous, because when everyone agrees too early, that's usually when the season throws a curveball. And in the NBA, curveballs don't arrive politely. They come in the form of weird shooting slumps, ankle tweaks, travel fatigue, or a random role player suddenly going nuclear on a Tuesday night. All it takes is a few strange weeks and the entire narrative flips. And if you've watched enough NBA seasons, you already know how this goes. The moment the media locks into a storyline, the game itself almost always pushes back. Someone gets hot, someone cools off. A random Tuesday night in February suddenly matters more than any highlight reel from November. Sometimes it's not even a big game. Sometimes it's a random road loss, or a weird shooting night, or a player suddenly figuring something out. Those are the moments nobody tweets about in real time. But when you look back in April, you realize that was the hinge. That was when the season tilted. That's how races shift. So let's talk about what's actually going on this Rookie of the Year race between Cooper Flagg and Knueppel. Not the Twitter version, not the betting odds version, the on-court possession-by-possession reality. But before we start, if you love basketball and you're one of the 90% who watch without subscribing, it's time to join the NBA Inside family. Click it, and let's live the season together. These two didn't just come from the same school. They came from the same locker room. The same film sessions, the same late-night bus rides after tough losses, the same weight rooms, the same trainers yelling at them for missing rotations. They know each other's games better than most defenders ever will. They know what shot the other one wants when things get uncomfortable. That kind of shared history doesn't just vanish when you put on different jerseys. They were the 2 engines on that Duke team that went 35-4, won the ACC, and then had its heart ripped out by Houston in the Final Four, where Duke led by 14 with 8 minutes left before collapsing in a 70-67 loss that ended their title run. That kind of loss sticks to you. If you've ever watched a season end like that, you know it doesn't fade. It lives in your chest. It becomes fuel. Some guys bury it, some guys carry it, and you can tell which one these two chose. And now they're on opposite coasts trying to prove something different. Flagg trying to prove he was worse than #1 pick. Knueppel trying to prove he should have been. That alone would be enough. But the way their rookie seasons have unfolded has made this way more interesting than anyone expected. Back in October and November, they were both already making history. First time 2 players from the same college won Rookie of the Months in the same conference in back-to-back months. That's wild. That's not normal. That's 2 guys stepping into the league and immediately saying, yeah, we belong here. And if you watch those games, you could feel it. Neither of them looked overwhelmed. Neither of them looked like rookies waiting their turn. They looked like guys who thought the NBA was supposed to be hard and were surprised it wasn't harder.
Right to Knueppel!
There's something dangerous about that kind of confidence early. It doesn't scream, it just settles in. And once it settles in, it doesn't leave easily. But fast forward to mid-January and the gap has changed. The betting odds say it's Flagg's race now. The rookie ladder says it's Flagg's race now. The highlight reels definitely says it's Flagg's race now. And yet, the games don't always tell such a simple story. There's a difference between what gets clipped and what wins you minutes. Between what looks cool and what bent the defense. Let's start with Cooper Flagg. Because yeah, he's the #1 pick. The kid from Maine. The guy people were doubting for the weirdest reasons. Not athletic enough. Too skinny. Too quiet. Not flashy enough for a league that lives off flash. Which honestly is hilarious when you watch him play. Flagg doesn't look like someone who's afraid of the moment. He looks like someone who's annoyed by it. Like, why are you still guarding me like this hasn't been working all night? Through January 6, he's sitting at 18.9 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 4.2 assists. Those are already strong numbers, but January is where this thing tilted. After a brief rookie wall where he went 14 for 47 over 3 games and averaged just 12.3 points, he snapped back on a 20-point night on 8 of 15 shooting against Sacramento and followed it with a 26-point, 10 rebound, 8-assist game against Utah on January 8.
He was trying to draw a foul. Cooper in the open court. Nembhard goes back to him.
That sequence matters because it shows something you can't measure. He didn't panic. He didn't force it. He waited. And then he took over again. That's what separates guys who survive slumps from guys who get swallowed by them. A lot of young players feel the slump and start hunting shots. Flagg let the game come back to him. In December, he was already at 23.5 points and over 51% shooting. And he knew the 3-ball was the weak spot, so he went and quietly fixed it. 10 for 20 over the last 5 games of December. Not flashy, not loud, just efficient, on purpose. That's the thing about Flagg. He adjusts. He doesn't chase numbers. He chases solutions. And then you get to the stat that makes people sit up straight. He leads Dallas in points, rebounds, assists, and steals. That's something only Michael Jordan and Victor Wembanyama have done as rookies in the modern era. Let that sit for a second. Not just scoring, not just highlight stuff, everything. He's the offense. He's the rebounder. He's the secondary point guard. He's the guy jumping passing lanes. On a bad team, sure, but also on a team that would be unwatchable without him. He already has 72 clutch points through 36 games, which ties him for 5th in the entire league. Not among rookies, among everybody. He's on pace to break Brandon Jennings' rookie clutch scoring record. That means when the game gets tight, he doesn't fade. He leans in. That's why the cameras always find him late. That's why defenders start cheating toward him even when the ball isn't there. And now look at Knueppel. Because if Flagg is the do-everything guy, Knueppel is the microwave. He's averaging 19.3 points on 47% shooting, on 42.7% from 3, on 8.5 attempts a night. That's not rookie hot. That's elite shooter hot. And it's not just the makes, it's the difficulty. Movement threes, pull-ups, late clock bombs that make defenders sigh. He became the fastest player in NBA history to reach 100 made threes, doing it in just 29 games, 12 games faster than Lauri Markkanen. As of mid-January, he's already at 127, on pace for around 293. That's not just a record, that's a warning. In December, he went nuclear. Over 20 points a game, 50% from the field, 46% from deep. And the wild part? Defenses know what's coming, and he's still hitting them. He has 33 consecutive games in double figures. That's not streaky, that's dependable. Even during Charlotte's recent losses, like the 114-112 loss to Indiana and the 97-96 loss to Toronto, he was still there producing, keeping them competitive when the margins were razor thin. And when he shares the floor with LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller, Charlotte is 9-5 with a plus 9.3 net rating. That means when the real lineup plays, they're winning. The problem for Knueppel isn't that he isn't great. It's that Flagg is doing more. Knueppel is the scalpel. Flagg is the whole operating room. Flagg guards multiple positions. Flagg creates. Flagg rebounds. Flagg passes. Flagg closes. Knueppel is more specialized, and that's not a knock. Every contender needs that guy. But Rookie of the Year usually goes to the player who touches everything. And right now, Flagg touches everything. Here's the twist though. We're about to hit the part of the season where the truth shows up. Rookies get tired, legs get heavy, shots flatten. Knueppel's game is built on shooting. Flagg's is built on pressure. If Knueppel stays above 40% from 3 through March, that's historic. If he dips even a little, the narrative shifts. Flagg doesn't need a jumper to get a 20. He can live at the rim, at the line, in chaos. That's why the market leans his way. As of January 6, Flagg is minus 800. Knueppel is plus 800. But awards aren't handed out by sportsbooks. They're decided by people. And people love momentum. What happens if Charlotte, sitting 12th in the East at 13 and 23 and 4 games out of the play-in, somehow finds a run? What happens if Knueppel keeps hitting 7 threes a night? What happens if Dallas keeps losing while Flagg keeps carrying? Suddenly, the story changes. That's why this isn't over. Right now, yeah, it's Flagg. But Knueppel is still right there. And shooters don't disappear quietly. So if you're voting today, it's Flagg. If you're watching the next 2 months, don't blink. Because sometimes the race everyone thinks is over is just getting started.